All right, good morning, traders. I was running on time this morning, and then my NVIDIA graphics card decided that it was time for an update. So, took it all that time to update. But hopefully things run better now. Good morning, One Life. So the SPY is trying to come back up. I'm still a little skeptical of it at the moment. But it does look like it's trying to rebound, just having that little short pullback. AMC is on a uptrend. The Reddit crazies are at it again, trying to push AMC up. See, it's kind of in this little triangle here, getting squeezed. So, I mean, it could be something there. Maybe a quick day trade. I definitely wouldn't hold this because of the social media hype, though. Alright, so we're opening up here. I don't... Got like part of a watch list going. IHT possibly breaking out here. If it can break back over 8, little U shape there. Possibly that. Maybe more of a cup and handle. So let's go into the 2-minute for now. We'll see. And I'm not touching PLTR. Cathie Woods is a nutbag. Actually, I don't know that much about Cathie Woods. I probably shouldn't diss her. I have no idea who she is. Other than she's the ARK Invest person or whatever. Now, Mara's all the way down to $21. That's a pretty decent deal. It had a big drop because of all the cryptos dropping. But cryptos are starting to rebound today. So Mara could be a possible bounce play. See, AMC, you can tell that's already getting wild. I don't like that. Naked, we don't have any. Trade that. So you can see Mara coming up with a downtrend right now. Trying to break here. Mary is breaking up pretty decently so far. Almost ran $1. So what else we got? BNGO. Oh, BNGO going straight up. I guess we'll put that back on the watch list. IHT cracking. I'm going to do a quick little scan here. See what we got. See if anything's popping up that I didn't already see. Probably keep Riot on watch too. We got 3 that just popped up on the scanner. Let's see. Highs is pretty low volume, but if it could break 550, it could get going. Riot getting a little pop up. We'll see. Yeah, Riot had that sell off as well. One Life, what are you looking at? See, RHE down to AEY. We're down 15. SPY still pushing. Yeah, Mara ripping hard. All the way up to 2240 so far. Riot doing the same thing. That's because cryptos are starting to come back a little bit. See if my swing is going to come back alive here. Had that dip as well. GVO getting a little attention. Guess we'll throw GVO up there. I could barely even see his little writing on his logo. It's so small. Daniel B, what are you watching this morning? KBNT. A little engulfing candle pattern there, but no volume at the moment. So I'm just kind of waiting things out here to see what's going to happen. Wait for some type of patterns to form. AMC, this is what I was saying about AMC. They keep trying this game with AMC and then it usually dumps the next day. Nothing special yet, so you're not seeing much either then. See, LMFD. What do they got? Better than expected Q1, and then just went straight up. Put LMFD up here. Pre-market high is 858, but strong resistance in this 850 area. Maybe we've got an uptrend possibly started. I don't know. There's a lot of random things kind of popping at the moment. That's Grayscale. Let's get a little move back up because of the cryptos. So right now I'm kind of leaning towards maybe Mara and Riot. If we start to get some type of consolidation. If I'm not buying any of these stocks that are going straight up right here at market open. I'm not jumping in any of that. So we just got to be patient. We just got to be patient. There we go. APLD coming back up. I was going to say, that should come back up too if Mara and Riot's moving. AMC cracking below that. IHT, possible bounce off of the $7 area. Well, it did bounce off of the $7 area for about 25 cents, but yeah, I just looked at ETH. That's what I was saying. That's the Grayscale Trust. See, hold on a second. MOSY going straight up right now. Yeah, this just ripping straight up. Just going. Oh, today's Friday too. Yeah, so we gotta be a little cautious. It is a Friday. So we could just be getting quick pops here at open, and then we could see things start to calm down after that. See GNSS. There's a lot of stuff with no volume at the moment that's popping as well. Hallmark, which is a very low float, having better earnings, I guess. I actually like the chart pattern on Hallmark. See, got a trend line started there, maybe. Keep an eye on Hallmark here. So where's that 200 day at? The 200 days at right where we're at. So we're kind of testing the 200 day right now. 450 area. 5 will be resistance. If it can break over 5 though, it's got room up to 6 at least. MOSY still going straight up. What a rip. Just non-stop straight up. Look at this. So it ain't got halted yet. It's just running. So there's things happening all over the place. Okay, Merit does look like it's holding up that downtrend. They're holding above the downtrend there. Look at this on Hallmark. I may go on the Hallmark here. I'm getting really close. Possibly going. Oh, never mind. Now it's cracked down. I'm gonna not go. Yeah, I know MOSY is super low float. It doesn't have any PR either. That's why I was real concerned about it. It's going straight up, no PR or anything, so. Still go. Look at this. Still going up. Looked like it was going to pull back, and now it's testing the 475 area. Just straight up. Just crazy. Crazy move so far. Hello, CDN trader. Looks like it's going to try for $5 here shortly. Depending on how this candle closes, I may go on IHT at this $7 support area. It's another possible entry I'm looking at if it can hold 7. Let's see how it goes. MOSY looking like it's going to start slowing down now, finally. Let's see. Let me redo my trend line, make sure my trend line's not off on Hallmark. That could be the trend line. Possible play as well if it can break 8, but I would like to see it back down to this trend line. I'm keeping an eye on AMC, but it's cracked the trend line right now, so it's bearish. I mean, it's on a straight downtrend at the moment, so until that straight downtrend breaks, it's bearish, and it's got to get back, at least bearish short term. It's got to get back above this uptrend if it's going to keep running. So right now it's a little questionable. It did get bought up there very nicely off of 1275, pushed back above 13. There you go, Elvis. Good job making your money back. You ain't gotta stay away from crypto though. Just ease your way into crypto. That's what I tell you guys. Survive until you thrive. Don't gotta win every trade. You just not gotta lose trades really badly. MOSY with a double top here, so more than likely that's gonna pull back. Alright. IHT still holding above the 7 area. Trying to. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you back again. Haven't seen you in a while. No, seeing CDN trailer, I wouldn't say you get Riplo and crypto. I mean, I've made plenty of money off of cryptos. LEDS released from a hole. I didn't even know LEDS was moving. It's not popping up anywhere. Oh yeah, I was watching that for 3 days and it wouldn't do anything, and then now it's ripping. How about that? See, that downtrend is right there at 9. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when live. The easy money's already made on AMC. It is trying to come back up, but I'm just so weary of it. I'm just so weary when social media is talking about a stock or a crypto, as we just saw Elon try to yank the rug out from Bitcoin. What a guy, what a guy. Man, I can't hop in LEDS up as high either. Like, these rips are happening so quick, I don't want to jump in them. Then turn around. This is trying to break 9. I don't know. May have to look for possible entry on LEDS. I just can't buy it going straight up, though. I'd like to see it come back down to 8. Let's see, it looks like IHT cracked. Yeah, so IHT couldn't hold 7, so nothing there. Yeah, see, AMC's still below the uptrend line. It's getting it's getting rejected. More than likely, AMC is about to sell off, or at least down to this 1250 area, because it's starting to curl over. ATOS? What's ATOS doing? ATOS, let's see, they got they got all kinds of PR. They got a presentation. They are doing what is this? Stock split? No, that's just part of their earnings, I guess. That said stock split. It is going straight up. Well, yeah, pretty much straight up. It's a possible play. I'll throw it over here on the watch list here. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that are just going straight up right now. So, all of them are not going to keep going straight up. HTZGQ, that's got to be an OTC stock. Oh, Hertz. Yeah, Hertz popping up, but, they're in Chapter 11. They're announcing the deal, but until the deal is done, I'd be very wary. It's kind of one of those buy the rumor, sell the hype type of things. So I don't know. I'd be careful with Hertz. All these Reddit stocks and stuff. Those you really want to be careful with. Oh, let's see. IHT coming back up again. If it can hold 7 here, it'd be a decent play. Where the hell did LADS go? I'm gonna keep an eye on LADS because it did come up close to breaking this downtrend. Let me see, it pop to a 2-minute. Yeah, you can see LEDS kind of hold up there. Let's see, IHT's getting back above 7. Some resistance at 720. This candle's fixing to close. I'm going to go here on IHT. See where I get filled at. 708. Got filled a little higher than I would like. See if we get any type of bounce off of this 7 area, maybe up to 750 or something. We're bouncing a little bit here. We're gonna break through the 715, 720 area is a little bit tough resistance back here. So it needs to break that. You can see it's right across there. But we did just kind of get like a double bottom here on the 2 minute. But it could turn around still. Need to see buy and push it over that 720 line if it's going to come back alive. A little bit selling at 712. Stay above 7 here. Okay, buyers are trying to hold up 7. As long as we see buyers continue to hold 7, but we need to stop testing 7 support and start testing resistance. We also need a little more buying volume to come in. I don't like the way that is curling. This candle needs to start coming back up. Let's see, where's the bottom of this candle at? 697. And 7 cracking a little bit. Look at this on the 5 minute. Trend line is all the way back down at $6. So if it doesn't hold 7 here, this will crash and keep coming back down. But it is trying to hold. But I mean, IHT doesn't look bad, Daniel B. It just, as long as it holds 7, as long as it holds $7, it's going to start coming back up and test that $8 area. If it cracks 7 here, then yeah, it's going to be done. But 7 is holding this pretty strong support. Just a little light on volume, but that's because we had that big sell-off and everything else started ripping. Kind of expecting all those others to slow down a little bit and IHT start to get some buying volume back in it if it holds 7. But we gotta stop testing 7 as support. We gotta pop back up to 720, 715 here in the next couple of minutes. Ooh, I don't like the way that opened. I'm about to hop out. Very, very, very close to hopping out. Yep, gotta get out. It's starting to dump. So it finally cracked 7. Could not hold up there. AMC looking like it's going to drop. BMGO dropping. MOSY actually did get a little triangle there, trying to test 5 now. LEDS bouncing off 8. See, that's what I was looking for on IHT, was a bounce off of 7. Didn't get it, but LEDS is getting this bounce off 8. Probably gonna run and break 9 now. It looks like it's gonna break 9 right here in the next few minutes. There you go, Elvis. Nice job. Keep getting that money, buddy. Keep getting that money. I got a little bit of funds left. I don't have a whole lot, but I may try to I'm getting a little flag here on LEDS. If LEDS comes back down to $8 in this flag, I look to go there. Let's see, it was a big buyer, came in at $8.50. Got taken out pretty quick. Let's give that a chance to do its thing. AMC still trying to hold up. Big buyer just came in on AMC too. Could be manipulation, not sure. It does look like AMC is trying to get back above the trend line. MOSY hitting that $5 area and getting stuffed. Alright, I need to clear out my watch list. IHT cracking, I'm going to take that off. Chivo slowly coming up. We got a lot of different things coming up. Hallmark, that's not doing anything. I'm going to keep an eye on LEDS here for a minute. all over the place at the moment. I'll hop in here at this 872 area. Just 15 shares. That's all the funds I got left. But I'm gonna see if this can break this $9 area. I probably should have waited for this candle to close, but it's a pretty good looking candle. We only got 6 seconds left. Let's see, break of this downtrend. We can see this break over 9. If it doesn't break this downtrend, it's going to come back down and make this flag. A little bit selling at 880. Right where that downtrend is at. See, on this 2-minute candle, we won't see this come back above 870. It'd be a nice engulfing candle if it can come back above 870. It's starting to curl over a little bit, so we may have a little bit more consolidation. Looks like it's going to make this flag first before it breaks. See, I wonder if I got enough to add 5 in this. Nope, I don't. I was going to try to add 5 at that price, but there we go. Now that candle's starting to come up. Come on. Just a little bit further. Getting held up at 865 a little bit here. Just need to see some more buying come in on LADS. This ripped big the other day, so it does have potential to rip big if it can get going here. We're just consolidating at the moment. Oh, looks like we're gonna test the downtrend again here. This may break out here. This is starting to be a nice little curl up. If you can break that downtrend in the next little bit, see it start to rip. Getting very close, testing that 875 right at the downtrend right here. So you're going to get any 875s on the, there we go. There we go. Starting to break that downtrend a little bit. Let's see, get up to 9. Come on, LADS. Let's see $9. Yep. Back below the downtrend. We're all over the place. A lot of indecision here. But buying volume is slowly creeping up. little bit of selling at 890. We're getting real close. Just need one big buy and volume push to push it over 9 here. Ooh, getting rejected back under the downtrend. That was a little ugly. We may have a pullback here. So you see that volume right at the end of that candle closing, the buy and volume turned red. Or the buy and volume turned from majority buying to majority selling at the end of that candle. The sellers just beat out the buying, so we gotta see more buying come back in. I mean, we're still in this triangle, so you see it's trying to hold 850 as support. I don't know if it's gonna hold or not. Now 850 starting to drop. So yeah, it's gonna have to consolidate a little bit more. So it looks like AMC may be starting to come back alive. Good morning, Jamie. Let's see. Yeah, AMC back above the trend line, just barely. BNGL's doing nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. OMSY still looking alright. ATO's kind of just slowly dying there. Element got a little downtrend here on LFMD that could break, but I don't know. So LEDS starting to come back up. Welcome to the jungle. Are we going Guns N' Roses this morning? Is that what we're doing? So if this downtrend does not break here soon, this is just going to keep selling off. We are getting close to a point where the downtrend and the support level are getting squeezed together. But 850 should not be should not be that big a deal for this to break this trend line. Now up at 875, 9, that's where it's going to be tough. So if 850 does hold as resistance, then we're going to drop. That's Is that because you're so old, Daniel B? Is that why you're knocking on heaven's door? Yeah, kind of getting rejected there. Yeah, so we're having that pullback. We don't want to pull all the way back down to 8. Needs to find some support at 815. Start to curl back up. Let me see this on a higher time frame. Yeah, we just hit that downtrend, going straight down it right now. This stock is knocking on heaven's door. You might be right. It's consolidating. It's got a nice triangle going, but it is getting very close to cracking if it can't hold up higher than 8. If it comes all the way back down to 8, I'm going to be very skeptical of it. That 815 is trying to hold as support. There is bids stacked there. But this consolidation is coming to an end. It is going to be going up very soon or straight down very soon. This sidewaysness is not going to continue forever. We may be dropping. Yeah, we may be dropping out of this triangle if $8 doesn't hold. This triangle looks very close to dumping. Yeah, starting to dump. I'm about to hop out. So there's some buyers trying to hold it though. See, I'm pushing this candle back above the bottom there. So holding this for now. Yeah, it's just all about this $8 support right now. If the $8 support can hold, then it'll curl back up and start going. If this $8 support doesn't hold, then that's it for LEDS. It's going to crack and sell off. So a little test there, but getting bought up. That's a nice close on that candle, getting bought up and pushed all the way back above that 8 area. But man, we can't do that. We got to go the other way. You'd think that usually after this type of candle you see, it didn't turn green though, so that may be an issue. See that one. It very well could, Daniel B. You are not wrong. It very well could. You need to see new buyers come in here. So we're getting closer and closer into the tip of this triangle. Volume is slowing down. You need to see buying volume come back in if it's going to break. If buying volume does not come back in, this will crack. Probably dump pretty fast. Yeah, that's ugly. That's a lot of red. I think it's about time to hop out. Let's see. Let's see, it's getting real close to cracking. Trying to give it half a second to see if. Let me look at this on the 5-minute real quick. Yeah, very close to cracking. I'm very close to getting out. Ooh. Yeah, looks like it's about to come back down. I'm getting out. It starts just breaking those below these two lows. It's going to dump over. So another failed one. Well, it's Friday. I should have been a little bit more. Oh, don't you pull back up, you dirty. You dirty scoundrel. More than likely this is gonna drop, but if it pushes back up and then rips, if it just did that quick little dip there. You dirty, dirty scoundrel. Endless wife selling off. Alright, well, if you guys have any questions or any of that, go ahead and get those in because I am out of funds and it is Friday. How's the SPY doing? SPY's still coming back up. why the CPI inflation number was not a bearish game changer for stocks. Well, that's the thing with inflation. If we're having inflation, stock prices could keep getting let's see, Givo. Yeah, Givo's making a nice little climb on this little straight up trend line. It's a pretty steep trend line though, but you could just play it off of that trend line. It is above these indicators. Does have two indicators right there at 565 as some support. So I mean, and you got room up to 7. It's a little bit higher float, so it may take a while to make that move, but it could also just run into $6 here and get rejected. Gotta be careful. LMFD, that doesn't look very good either. Yeah, everything kind of starting to go to... Oh, you dirty scoundrel of a stock. Buyers are starting to come back into this slowly. Very close. Very close to possibly breaking this damn flag after it dropped just enough. Just enough to make this new low right below these past two candles and make me jump out. We are starting to get a break, possibly, on this triangle. Yeah, LEDS is probably going to run now. It probably got me with that little tail. It's hard to tell right now though, because it is still having a lot of selling pressure ahead of it. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna take a quick little breather and I'll be right back. All right. Let's see what is all going on here. Yeah, the 2 minute chart shook me out, but it's still not breaking yet. It's still looking sketchy. Still kind of in this triangle. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? I'm not in the stock anymore, but I wouldn't say that, Daniel B. Like, it could easily rip. It's a super low float stock. It doesn't take a lot of buying. And if this does continue to hold above 8, new buyers will come in and it'll push it up. Uh, yeah. Florida is quite hot. So let's see. ATOS, maybe it's in this downtrend. Needs to break that downtrend, that short-term downtrend, if it's going to break. LFMD or LFMD possibly could get moving again. Possible big U shape here. And it looks like LADS is gonna crack here. And took a shot on MOSY because of the 15-minute. That downtrend there, it's gotta break and hold over 4. WINT, nothing there really. What's SPY doing? SPY starting to go sideways. We may start to see a sell-off in the SPY. I don't think it'll be anything like this one, but it could have a little pullback. Things could start to get a little sketchy. But it's, like I said, it's Friday, so apparently Disney is not doing well today. Down 4%, but everything else looking pretty green at the moment. Oh, hey, I appreciate that, Doss. I'm glad you got some value out of that silver video. Yeah, it was just some good tips and tricks that I kind of learned in my experience hunting for silver. You know, just trying to get to that close to the spot price as you can, especially right now with premiums being disconnected and all that. But silver's looking good. I'm I I really am struggling to figure out where the money is going to go. Yeah, silver up to 27.30 today. Very nice. Gold up to 18.35. Gold's got to break this little downtrend, but I'd say gold will. But here's the thing, since we don't have any questions really, and if you guys need me to look at any stocks, just let me know. But this is kind of my thoughts. Yeah, GVO just cracked that trend line. It's kind of my thoughts on the economic climate right now with that CPI index being at 4.5%. And I would imagine bond yields are starting to rise again. There's a the Feds, like I've been saying for the last, I don't know, 5 months, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Look here, 10-year 166. Yesterday it was up to 169. So it actually hit a new high yesterday on the 10-year for this week. Let me see. Let's see 2021. Let's see what the high was. I don't remember it going over 1.7. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so back here in March it went to 1.7 a couple of times. Am I on the 10 year? Yeah, I'm on the 10 year. It's hit 169 several times, but you can see we're getting close to being back up in that 170 area on the bond yields. So the issue is that leaves the Fed stuck between a rock and a hard place. And with inflation already at 4.5%, which is double what they were anticipating for the whole entire year, they can't really do much. And if they were going to do something, I think they would have already done it. Because it's similar. It's like having Michael Jordan on your team, and you're down in the third. You benched him for the entire game, and you're down in the third quarter, and it's 100 points to 40, and you're like, nope, stay on the bench, Jordan, stay on the bench. Wait till the fourth quarter, and then it gets to the fourth quarter, and the score is like 130 to 60, and then the coach goes like, hey, Jordan, go ahead, hop off the bench. Go in there and score 65 points real quick. Keep them from scoring, and let's win this game. Like, that's not probable. So, if the Feds had any other weapons to use, they would have already used it before we got to this point. And they're not. I mean, they're just not saying much. They're just like, eh. But that's because the bond rates are rising. So the inflation is offsetting the bond rates, which is also hurting the dollar. And we've been watching the U.S. dollar index. It's just dropping and dropping. And then there's a ton of jobs, a ton of job openings, a ton of businesses that are short-staffed right now, and people are blaming it on the wages. But what they don't understand is if we hit hyperinflation, it doesn't matter if you make $7 an hour or if you make $700 an hour. With hyperinflation money, your cash is not worth anything. So there's not really anything they can do. And this is what I've been saying for a while. They're just stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the government's not slowing down their spending either. The more that they spend, it's just not looking good all the way around. So eventually at some point maybe not this year. There's a McDonald's closed down there due to lack of workers. That's what I'm saying. Like, the political narratives right now are really hurting the economy pretty badly. And the government is doing what it does best and manipulating the economy very badly. So at some point the market is going to crash. The only reason the market hasn't crashed yet is because the Feds are still printing money and taking and buying up the bonds and the stocks and the assets, putting it on their balance sheet. As soon as they stop doing that, there's going to be $1 billion hole in the stock market a month. I can't remember. I think it was 150 billion they're spending a month or something like that. Some crazy number. So that when that stops, which they're going to have to stop. They can't just keep printing money. I mean, they can, but if they keep printing it, it's just going to make inflation worse and worse. And it's going to lead to some big crashes. So I don't think the stock market has a chance. I think with everything going on, the stock market's going to crash, and I think it's politically motivated. If I really, if I really dig deep, yeah, AMC is getting hit pretty hard at this 14 area. It may have to come back down to that trend line before it can break. But it is possible it could try to break here if it gets enough buying volume. But yeah, it's not. So so my big dilemma is I'm still bearish on the stock market. I think the market is going to have a major pullback within the next year or two at the latest. I think that's as far as it goes. Because if you go to the store right now, like I think I said this yesterday. I went to the store and bought a pack of bacon a week ago, and it was $4. I went back to buy the same pack of bacon this week, and it was $7. So the price of bacon damn near doubled, and that is a good indicator of inflation. So without even seeing that CPI index, I already knew that inflation was coming. But I've been saying that for a while, that we were already starting to see it in consumer prices. But the big thing I'm trying to figure out now is where's the money going to go? Because if the stock market crashes, like we saw Monday with that big drop, cryptos for some reason want to follow the stock market. I don't know why they want to do that. So if they follow the stock market like they continually have done and the market crashes, well, then there's not going to be any investment opportunities during that crash in cryptos. So, and then real estate is as high as it possibly could be, and is only getting higher, and that's due to the inflation because it cost more dollars to purchase things because the dollars are worth less. And there's a house shortage, so the real estate investors or any investors who are trying to get in real estate are going to bid the prices up to where nobody can afford housing in the middle and lower class. So if you don't already have a house, you're going to be not being able to buy a house. And lumber is up really high, so they're not building houses. A lot of construction projects and stuff have halted at the moment because the price of lumber is too high. Less bacon on a lean hog, yeah. So, this may break over 14 right here. It's trying. So, of course, I'm bullish gold and silver. And gold and silver are the only ones that I feel like are the safest because they have been for thousands of years. And like if you watch that silver video, there's a bunch of reasons why I like silver a lot. So, but if the money can't go into bonds, if it can't go into stocks, if it can't go into cryptos, and it can't go into real estate, that only leaves silver and gold as assets for it to really go into. But I think what we may see, this is my prediction and this is what I've been thinking about. This is my prediction. And it's kind of a bold prediction, but from what I'm seeing, that just seems the way it's going to be going. I think when the market crashes, we'll see cryptos have a pullback, and then people run into cryptos because they're going to want to get their money out of the market into something else. And cryptos does have a lot of buying opportunities, especially if they pull back any more than they have. So I think as the market crashes, we'll see people go into cryptos, and then we'll see pretty much all the world governments try to stop cryptos because that will ruin their plans, and that will cause cryptos to crash, and then I think everybody goes to gold and silver. And then at that point, I don't know how long it's going to be before everything recovers. Because that's the thing right now, is the only way to actually fix the economy at this point is to let it crash. You have to let it crash and build it back up. And the longer they delay that, the longer it is going to take for the recovery. They just keep inflating the bubble, inflating the bubble, inflating the bubble. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it finally pops, you're going to have even more. You're going to have more mess than if you would have just popped the bubble yourself early on. Like in COVID, the height of COVID during March last year, when we had the big pullback, they should have just let everything crash then. I mean, everybody was already at home. They were already sending people money. It's not like it would have affected the economy that much because the economy was already totally shut down. So they should have just let everything crash, raise interest rates, not lower interest rates. Because lower interest rates, like the interest rates right now, are stupid. You're bullish on Dogecoin? Doge, Doge is Doge. Doge is... It wasn't looking bad. I did the daily crypto update for the other channel last night, and Doge was looking alright. I'm calling for a weekend rebound on cryptos. That's what my prediction was short term last night on the other channel. If you guys missed that, if you're interested in cryptos. If there's anybody new in here who's interested in cryptos and you haven't seen the Framework Fortune Crypto Daily channel yet, go check that out. Just let me know and I can link it here in the comments here. There you go, starting to get a break on AMC over 14 finally. So if anybody caught this, you could see it start to move now, but you are, let's see, where are we running into resistance at? You are going to run into resistance at 1452. Pretty strong resistance, so. No, that's not why the stock market rebounded though. The stock market rebounded because the feds are buying stocks and bonds. Did you really, One Life? It wasn't. I bought up some stuff in that big crypto pullback. I was like, everything's still bullish looking to me. Just because it's having a pullback doesn't mean that the bull run is over there. But no, the market didn't rebound because of that. Just looking at the SPY, that can't be the case. Like right here in March, like this is the steepest. That's not a rebound. That's a massive rip. Like especially when you put this on the max chart of the SPY. You look at the 20-year. The uptrend of the SPY since 2008 is way back here, but I mean, you go back. Let's see, how far can I go back here on this chart? There we go. Before 2008, the market was a nice, slow-moving, fluid market, and then all of a sudden, since 2008, and I've said this before, told you guys this before. The housing crash happened, and they started the QE. That is when the quantitative easing started. And since then, the market has went straight up because they're buying up stocks and bonds. There's billions of dollars coming from the feds every month, pushing the market up. And then when COVID popped that bubble, They halted the market, slowed it down from dropping, and they've been buying since. This is not a rebound. This is a spike. There is no reason those like this spike started happening before the businesses were even open again. It crashed in March and it was climbing back in April. I mean, it was terrible all last year in 2020, and the market was just going straight up. The economy wasn't even open, so you can't say the stimulus is doing that. And then also, a lot of investors who got stimulus package or stimulus checks and stuff, a lot of them went to cryptos, which means the government and the economy didn't get none of that money. Because with cryptos, when the money goes into the cryptos, those are decentralized. There's not any governments in control of it. So that money is just going into the crypto realm and adding to that market cap. Yeah, Mara's still ripping. So I was saying, I was expecting a rebound. I should have just stuck to my guns and played Mara and Riot. Shows how dumb I am. I call for a crypto rebound yesterday on the crypto channel, and then Mara's at $21, and I'm like, let's just go look at these other stocks. I should have just focused on Mara. But that's my own dumbness. But yeah, basically, there's no turning it around at this point. There's nothing, especially on the path that the government's on. I mean, we're talking about a big infrastructure bill, which is going to be billions, more stimulus checks, all kinds of more spending, and that is the biggest problem. That's why we're in debt in the first place, is because the government always overspends. And they put all this junk in these damn bills that have nothing to do with anything. They're like, let's put $20 million in this bill to, build a cat park in New York. Like, no, don't use our federal tax dollars to build a cat park in New York. Use our federal tax dollars for what they're meant to be. And I know nobody's going to stay in cash. You'd have to be out of your mind to stay in cash with inflation right now. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, where's the money going to go once the market crashes? And I think it's going to be cryptos first, and then they'll have their pullback. I think cryptos are going to run the rest of this year until probably fall. And Mark Dalton, our resident expert crypto guy, is pretty much saying the same thing. And I haven't talked to Liam in a couple of days from Confident in Crypto, so I don't know what he's predicting at the moment, but maybe we'll get him back on the channel. Maybe he can enlighten us a little bit. Yeah, see, like AMC hit 1434. Yeah, but if everything is overvalued, if everything is overpriced, and there's inflation and you're keeping your money in cash, you're losing your purchasing power. So with everything being overvalued, you're going to be losing money just by sitting with cash on the sidelines. I mean, as long as there's inflation, it's going to keep pushing stuff up. I didn't say the market was going anywhere. I'm just saying the market is going to have one hell of a correction soon. There's no way around it. The whole economy is going to have a correction soon. The economy is in the trash can right now. Don't listen to what the news is telling you. The news doesn't know. They are straight up lying. Yeah, you can lose money on a bad investment, but if you're losing money because of inflation, because your cash is just sitting there doing nothing, and and like I said, if we go into hyperinflation, your cash is going to be worthless. Your cash ain't going to do nothing. You won't be able to buy nothing. It's the same thing that happened in Germany, Zimbabwe, Venezuela. They kept printing money. They kept handing it out to everybody. They couldn't control the inflation. It got out of hand. They hit hyperinflation, and you had to have a wheelbarrow full of cash just to buy a loaf of bread. That is where we're headed. So that's why I said, if you're sitting in cash right now on the sidelines, you're not doing very well. Just because you may have 100,000 in cash sitting there doesn't mean that 100,000 in cash is going to buy the same amount of goods that it bought last year. I mean, that's already the case. Your dollars are buying less and less, and as inflation keeps rising, your dollars are going to continue to buy less and less. That's part of why the stock market is up so high too, is because, and all the stocks are overvalued because inflation is high. It takes more dollars to buy these assets. Not because the value of the assets went up. Like you said, all the assets are overvalued. But they're overvalued because your dollar buys less of them. And I'm not trying to push doom and gloom. I'm just giving everybody fair warning of what could be to come. It's very close to that. We are on a crash course. Daniel B can back me up on this. If there's any time, Daniel B, that you can agree with me, I know you agree with me on this, so you can back me up on this. It's not looking good. Nice job, Das. That's what I'm saying. Where's everybody gonna put their money? And I am thinking, the CP this we're at 4.5% inflation right now. That is extreme. I'm not thinking in extreme cases. I'm just telling you, we are in the extreme case. Whether it gets worse or not, I don't know for sure, but as long as we stay on the path we're staying on, yes, it's going to get worse because already it is getting worse from what they are doing. So if that does not change, then it continues to get worse. Nothing is going to work itself out if they keep doing the same thing they're doing. We are in extreme situations. Half of the South doesn't have gas right now. Dom, how are they doing in Florida with gas? You guys got gas? Because I just talked to somebody in Georgia last night who said they're stuck because they don't have any gas in Georgia. We have millions of people still unemployed and millions of people who are refusing to work jobs, and all the jobs that cannot hire anybody are going to go out of business, like Don was just talking about. McDonald's in Florida closed because nobody wants to work. Short everywhere. Yeah, like I'm not talking extremes. I'm not speculating extremes. We are in the extremes. If you don't think we're in the extremes, then you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. Like, all the Middle East. Yeah, 1 in 5 gas stations. 1 in 5. That's pretty extreme, I would say. You know, maybe they get it fixed, maybe they don't, but this is still going to cause a problem. Like next week, prices are going to jump up again on stuff in the stores because my dad works for a trucking company. He's worked for a trucking company for like 40 years. They only have 10 days. They only have 10 days of supply of gas left. And that was 3 days ago when I talked to him when this all started. So at this current moment, they only have 7 days of gas left. And the company he works for is a major supplier of a bunch of different goods. It's a tractor trailer supply chain that moves all types of goods. I mean, tons of different goods to Walmarts and manufacturers and all types of stuff. So if they run out of gas and all these shipments get behind, remember shipments were just behind because of the big dumbass boat that got stuck in the Panama Canal sideways. Like, we are in the extreme. If you don't think we're in the extreme, you really need to smell the tulip mania. Yes, but this is the first time for an oil shortage when we're 30 something trillion in debt, while we have a 4.5% inflation rate, while all the peace deals in the Middle East have been broken and they're going to war, why China is coming after the US dollar as reserve currency, while the US dollar is crashing, been on a 40-year downtrend, while the 10-year bond rates are rising, while the government is continuing to spend. We have never been in a situation like this. This is worse than the Great Depression, than the way it started. We've never been close to the numbers that we are seeing. Literally, that CPI that just jumped from 2% to 4.5% in a day was faster and higher than 2008 when the housing market crashed. That right there is a good indicator. If we saw that before the housing market crashed in 2008, that we're going to see some type of crash somewhere again. This has all got to correct itself, and the government cannot control supply and demand no matter how much they think they can. The laws of nature of supply and demand will not be trifled with. You can continue to try and trifle with them, but at some point they will correct themselves. And that is not good for politicians trying to get reelected. They do not want to raise interest rates because that will crash the stock market. They do not want to do what is necessary because they won't get voted back in next year in 2022 for the House and the Senate. Not in your daily life, but it's changed people's daily lives in the entire South. A third of the country right now can't go anywhere because they don't have gas. So just because you're not affected directly right this second, and you are being affected, I guarantee that gas prices are higher right now in Michigan than they were 2 days ago. I guarantee the cost of food has went up over the last 2 days. Your daily life is getting affected. You're having to pay more money, higher prices for any products you're buying right now. So your daily life is being affected. If you're paying $7 for bacon and you were paying $4 last week, that's your daily life. So, if you can keep hiding in a hidey hole all you want. It doesn't mean just because you don't want to acknowledge what's going on around you doesn't mean it's not real. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's good. There's opportunities in all of this chaos and impending doom that you can make a lot of money. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur is when these situations happen, if you know what's up, you can figure out where to make the money at during these economic downturns and stuff. So I mean that's always an option, but I've been saying this stuff for like a year now, and it's consistently getting worse and worse and worse. So, I mean, I don't know what else has got to happen short of the dollar crashing. But anyway, let me check out higher, and then I'm going to get going here for the day. So this is what? This is a electric car stock, it looks like. You got a nice uptrend if you're looking at it as a day trade, so you could just play that uptrend. You also got a nice uptrend on the daily chart. Now it is off the uptrend quite a bit on the daily chart, as you can see where it pulled back and buyers bought it straight up. So I mean, it is getting some attention. What am I on? I'm on the max chart. Yeah, this is the max chart. So yeah, on the max chart, actually, because this is, yeah, this is actually looking pretty decent for a possible swing here. I don't know much about this company, but let me see here. Look at the 1 year, 1 day. Yeah, so you can see it. It's on this uptrend. So I mean, as long as it's on this uptrend, it's above all indicators. It's bullish right now. It is going to run into $14. That's going to be tough resistance right across there. Yeah, I don't know if I would swing it or anything off of this candle today. I don't know. I mean, you got a big triangle forming. It doesn't look bad. But that 14 is going to be tough. But you just play the trend line. That's all you got to do is just play this trend line. As long as trend line is holding up, then it'll continue to push. It could, yeah, I could see it pushing up to that 14, but I would say you probably get a rejection a day at 14. Exactly, Dom. Exactly, Dom. My point is, your cash is going to be worthless. So you're not going to be able to afford anything if that's all you have is cash. Wheelbarrows full of cash for loaves of bread. Germany, Zimbabwe, Venezuela. Go look them up. We're doing exactly what they did, and we're not any different. Our status as reserve currency is dwindling. And that's not how it should work in life. You shouldn't continue to pay more and more money as you get older. Yes, inflation has continued to go up, but inflation should not be a thing. Inflation is a government man-made thing. Inflation does not occur naturally in nature. The only way you get inflation is adding to the money supply. If you just have gold as money, then there's not going to be more gold added to the money supply. You can't just print out gold. But gold is, even though there can be more gold mined, it is a resource that is getting used up. Right? So your US dollar is not a resource. It is not anything. It is a piece of paper. That is not supposed to be the way things work. Money is supposed to have real value. Dollar bills do not have any real value. And if we continue, like I said, with hyperinflation, you will see what I mean. Because you can have 1,000,000 pieces of paper and they're going to be the same exact price as the same amount of money as one piece of paper, because all of them are going to be worth zero. So I slept last night. I'm not talking about a Mad Max world at all. Like I'm not saying that. This is not a movie thing. Like I said, Germany, Zimbabwe, Venezuela. This has happened before in history, multiple times. Every time that a government does what our government is doing, this has happened. This is not speculation. Like, don't be so confident in the US dollar that you think that we can't lose reserve currency status. The lifetime of a fiat currency is 100 years. We are almost to that point. Or, I'm sorry, the lifetime of a fiat currency being the world reserve currency is 100 years. And we are to that point. The US dollar has been a reserve currency for 100 years. That's going to change. Something else is going to come along. The U.S. is not special. We do not get special tricks because we are the USA. The same laws of supply and demand and economics apply to us as well. So I mean, it's not doom and gloom, man. That's not me talking doom and gloom. I'm just pointing out. I'm just showing you guys the pieces. I'm just pointing to the pieces and say, "Hey, go look yourself." You don't have to believe me. You can look yourself. But like I said, if you want to live in a happy bubble, don't be surprised if you get caught with your pants down. I have warned and warned, and it's fine. I'm not going to continue to argue about it. I have a nice amount of silver, and I've got gold and platinum. I'm not concerned about it for myself. But for you guys who just refuse to acknowledge what reality is right now, don't be surprised. It's every day. It's every day because I'm trying to get you. Trying to get you guys to go actually look and see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not doom. It's not doom and gloom. It's reality. If reality is doomy and gloomy right now, well, then that's just what it is. In your perspective, one life, your life has never been better. That's great. That does not change the reality. That is just your perspective. The reality around everything is what is happening. And I've already went over all that. So what I'm saying is not my perspective. This consumer price index being at 4.5% is not my perspective. The government spending trillions of dollars and being trillions in debt, already trillions in debt and printing tons of money is not my perspective. That is actually happening. A gas shortage in the whole entire South is not my perspective. That is the difference. You are arguing perspective. I am arguing the facts of what is going on right now and how economics works. So it's not my perspective when I say Germany, Zimbabwe, and Venezuela. I do not perceive those as being countries that destroyed their stuff. Those are countries who destroyed their economies with the same tactics that we are using now. It was an appraisal yesterday, and it went good, I guess. We'll see. You never know with appraisals till you actually get the appraisal report. I hear you guys mentioning ATOS a lot. It's slowly creeping up. Get a little bit of buying volume there. It's had more buying volume than selling, so that's good. But I don't know if there's anything there yet. The volume is still pretty light. And if things weren't getting progressively worse for the economy every day, then I wouldn't be talking about it. If everything was hunky dory, then I wouldn't be saying any of this. I'm only saying it because this is what is happening. But anyway, enough of all that. Good job to everybody in the chat today. Everybody kind of working together on some trades and stuff. I took 2 small losses, but I see a lot of you guys are getting some nice wins. Everybody talking it out, nice and civil. Taking money and have a Cosmo. But yeah, man, that's what I like to see. I like to see the community doing very good, and I do want to give a shout out to Daniel B today for actually being what I knew he could be, and being a valuable point of view for this channel. So thank you, Daniel B, for scaling back the trolling to a minimum and actually giving some value. I appreciate that. um, I'm weary of bank stocks right now. I'm very weary of bank stocks. But yeah, Rocket. I mean, Rocket is definitely undervalued. Yeah, no, Rocket's undervalued. $16 for Rocket. Nah, that's a good price, I think. I don't think that's overvalued at all. I think that's undervalued. Rocket is Quicken Loans, which is literally one of the biggest loan companies in the world. And One Life, doesn't your soon-to-be wife work for Quicken Loans? Or Rocket? I thought she worked for Cricket. Am I mistaken that? Maybe I forgot what company it was. For some reason I was thinking it was Quicken Loans. I don't know if it'll get back up to 41, but 16, the 16 area, this is pretty low. I mean, this is way below the indicators. I would say as long as the market doesn't crash, which I don't think it's going to right this soon. I think it's going to be a little bit slower of a crash. But if we do continue to rebound in the market, I could see this as a good value play. She is a senior banker, yeah. I don't know what LDI is, but Daniel B is agreeing with me on Rocket. Let me look at LDI, and then I gotta get going. I gotta get a bunch of stuff done. LDI, Loan Depot, and they just declared a cash dividend of 8 cents per share, but they just paid out a cash dividend in April. Oh, they're declaring a regular cash dividend. Yeah, this is definitely undervalued too, because they're going to start paying a dividend. 8 cents is not much at this price, but this being a loan company, Yeah, everybody's on. Everybody's saying this is undervalued. All the analyst ratings are saying this is undervalued. I agree. I think this is undervalued as well. See, the problem is, like I said, there's a shortage of houses right now. So, like, the loan companies are kind of booming, but the interest rates being low is going to affect their long term income. So I don't know. With everything going on right now, it's hard to say with the banking and loan stocks. I do think both LDI and Rocket are undervalued, but they may have to come back down a little bit more, or come down a little bit more. I don't know. I like to keep an eye on them over the next couple of days. I'm gonna go ahead and add them to my next week and see what they do. I'm gonna add them to my watch list because I do like the potential for both of them. Let's see, what's the float on LDI? A little bit higher than Rocket. Very nice. Tattoo Chef. What's the ticker symbol? I don't know the ticker symbol of Tattoo Chef. I think you asked me about that one the other day, maybe, but I don't. Too many tickers, man. There's all those tickers in the crypto markets and thousands of tickers in the stock market. There's a lot of tickers. I know a couple of areas I was looking in for houses are adding more subdivisions and stuff. Like there is a supply shortage, so if they can get out all these, see that's the thing, man. If they do get all these extra houses out that they're trying to get out, like you said, they're raising the prices. And inflation is going to raise the prices of the houses as well, which is going to make them continue to raise the prices on building construction, which is going to continue. So at that point, if the middle class and lower class can't afford to buy houses, then Rocket and LDI are not going to do that well. I checked higher already, Claudio. Where was you at? I said higher. Higher's running. It's that $14 area is big resistance. Are you just asking for a day trade? Like I said, you just got to play this trend line. Like if you'd have played this trend line when I was talking about earlier, you could have got in at this 12.50 area and you'd already be up $1 in profits off of the bounce of that trend line right there. That's what I was saying earlier. Just play the trend line. If you're looking at it as a day trade, as long as the trend line holds up, it'll continue to push up like it is doing. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. Elvis, I'm gonna probably do some crypto live streaming tonight on the other channel. So if you got that other ticker you want me to look at, the Tattoo Chef, I'll take a look at it over there tonight. But I'm gonna call it a day, guys. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. I appreciate everybody joining me as always, and you guys. Great job to everybody who made some profits. We'll be back Monday. Y'all stay safe out there. Till next time.